pretty brave of her to say, I would think, coming from Belarus, and to actually come out and say, no, I'm not for it. That's the kind of thing if you...
But again, I think Putin would say he's not for it either.
Yeah.
Right? No, I'm serious.
Fair enough.
I think if you actually parse words, Putin would take the position, I'm not for this war. Yeah. They forced us into the situation that we never wanted. Right?
Yeah, of course. And way to bring in nuance that I missed in that one. I was being charitable, and I tend to habitually do that. But that being said, this is a tough bind that puts these people in, right?
Yeah.
One person, the Ukrainian tennis player, she wants to take a stand, and she's making a hard stand for what's best for her country and being quite on the right side of history for real, right? And the Belarusian player wants to play tennis and wants to uphold sportsmanship.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I was a tennis player as a kid, and there's something about the act of shaking the hand of your opponent, and I think that is a good thing. I think when Palestinians and Israelis play each other in sports and they shake hands afterwards, and that it can help.
But it's not always the case in those circumstances. It's usually a select group of people that are there to have these, collaborative experiences, these peace missions. Sports, as you know very well, is really about identity. I mean, if we can ban countries from the Olympics based on their war policies or economic policies or political policies, we have to understand these are representations. These are people representing their countries. And in some cases, especially in post-Soviet countries, they're actually an extension of the leadership. I mean, Putin's girlfriend is a famous gymnast. So.
Right.
I'm with Mike on this one. I respect both the folks. I don't know if it's that big of a story. She knew what she was getting. She took a stand. She got booed. Right. That's fine. She's willing to pay that price. The fans made their opinions known. I think it plays out exactly the way that it probably should. I get you, and I don't want my sports politicized anyway.
Yeah.
I
don't feel strongly about it, but there is something unique about this situation. There's something about there's no two sides.
I think that's the tennis player in you coming out.
Yeah, maybe.
Did you care about the fact that the World Cup was in Qatar?
Yeah, I actually talked about this.
See, I didn't care about it for a second.
Really?
Why? Not for a second. Because I'm looking.
I only cared about it for
do for a living. I'm looking for things in life that aren't politicized.
Right. No. I only cared about it from the hypocrisy point of view. When people were criticizing. So I wasn't offended. Oh my goodness, how could we have allowed the World Cup to be in Qatar? I was only talking about the hypocrites who would criticize one thing and then not something else when it comes to something like that. Air New Zealand has created a program that is asking passengers to be weighed before getting on to some of its international flights, saying of the new policy, quote, for safety reasons, we need to know the weight of all items on board the aircraft. We use average weights that we get every 5 years through this survey. The scales do not display the weight, as this is fed directly into a computer and recorded anonymously. If that's true, I don't get why this has become such a big deal and so controversial. The program is voluntary. You can simply decline to be weighed.
Why even have it?
Because they need to know how much weight is averaging on flights.
They have a sense of it. It's not like every flight's that drastically
No, but that's the point. The point is they want to get an average, and they're putting this in so they can better figure out how much planes weigh.
I'm waiting for them to give me a discount because I'm below average weight.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
So am I, thank you. And I think every 7-year-old is.
Yeah.
I pay extra for the heavy bags. Why don't
Well, this is just bad. I mean, come on now. I think altogether this is a company making, I don't know how many rounds of people this went through.
It's the beauty of being Air New Zealand, right? I get the feeling that they have one major airline in New Zealand.
They only have one.
And there's not a lot of choices, right? And so, they do something that people don't like.
Well, but it's also voluntary. Again, who's complaining about it? I don't hear the New Zealanders complaining.
Well,
we are.
Exactly right. It was a morning show debate that went on for a while, and I kept thinking, am I missing something in this debate? And the answer is no, I wasn't. It's just not that interesting. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.